Hello again. I sound like I go so. I'm Bob Weir with another interview of People in the News in North Texas. My guest today is Dianne Edmondson, Republican Party nominee for Denton County Commissioner in Precinct 4 in the November 6th election. Thank you for being here, Dianne.
You bet, Bob. Glad to be back.
If you would, let's begin by telling our viewers something about your background, education, occupation.
Thank you. Well, I have, I think, a unique and very good background for being county commissioner because it combines political experience, practical life experience, business experience, and community experience. So with a good helping of each of those, I feel like I am very qualified to be our next county commissioner.
All right, give us an example. What are the duties of a county commissioner?
Well, a county commissioner is really a very important position because it affects you and your pocketbook directly. The county commissioners set the tax rate for all the property taxes in Denton County. And that's important because that's how much you're going to pay every year to the city, the school district, and to the county. Now, the county tax is only about 10% of any of your property taxes. So we're the smallest one. But the rate that we set is used by the school district and by the city to impose taxes upon you. Right now, Denton County has the third lowest tax rate in the entire state, and I pledge to keep it at least that low, if not lower. Our appraisals just keep going up, so we have got to have a good low tax rate in order for people to be able to afford their property taxes.
And you deal, as a commissioner, you'll be dealing with the budget?
Absolutely. And budgets are something I'm very, very used to dealing with. When my husband and I had our very successful small business, we had a budget that we set every year. We always stayed within our budget. If anything, we exceeded income, not outgo. I had the same thing with the Denton County Republican Party where I was chairman for 14 years. We set a budget. We stayed within our budget. That's so important because a county commissioner is spending your tax money, and I pledge that I will spend it wisely, efficiently, and we will stay within our budget.
Other items that are handled by the county commissioners are road construction.
That's correct.
For example.
We're officially called road commissioners in parts of our job description because we are responsible for the county roads, not the federal highways, not the state roads, but the county roads. And actually, only two of the commissioners, Commissioner Coleman over in Precinct 1 and Andy here in Precinct 4, have any real degree of county roads. We each have several hundred miles of county roads. The other two commissioners, Bobby Mitchell in the Louisville area and Ron Marshall down in Carrollton, have fewer than 2 or 3 miles each of county roads. So we help them with theirs. There's no efficient way for them to do this unless they have their own road and bridge crew, and then it would be wasted most of the time. So we're glad to partner with them. And I think it's important for people to know that I intend to be a very active county commissioner. I'm going to drive these roads myself that we're responsible for in Precinct 4. I want to see where we need to make improvements. I just feel like that's really important. I want people to be able to call me and say, you know, there's a great big pothole out here in front of my house, and I need you to fix it. I may have to tell them, I'm so sorry, that's a city road, not a county road, but I'll make sure to get in touch with the right people for you. So I'm going to be doing that for the citizens as their road commissioner.
Well, that's important to have that kind of communication with constituents, with the residents. And if you are elected, what issues would you like to address as soon as possible?
Thank you, Bob, for asking that question because there are a couple that I'm very much concerned about. The first is, of course, the efficiency of government. As a Republican, we believe in smaller government, but efficient government. There's no point in being elected to public office if you don't intend to govern well. And one of the things that I think we need to look at is how our tax dollars are being spent. I've just been through the budget process with the county commissioners. I've been involved with the county commissioners for years, and I've been going to their weekly court meetings ever since I won the runoff. And I have been through the budget process with them. I've been very impressed with the way that they do it, with the amount of information that they have. But one of the things that I would really like to do is to try to involve the public more. When we had our hearing, public hearing as required by law, we had it in the evening on the budget, the commissioners did. And you know, not a single person from the public showed up for that hearing. Now, I've been putting out a little synopsis report 3 or 4 times every 2-3 weeks since I've been attending the commissioner court meetings again. And I've tried to let people know what was going on, and I told them about this meeting and how they could come. But it just kind of bothers me that there's not as much public involvement perhaps as there should be. I'm going to have an open door policy as commissioner, and I'm probably going to set up at least one meeting a quarter that we'll have on a Saturday or a Tuesday evening or something where people can come and talk to me about their concerns. But I really think the public needs to be more involved in what's going on. Let us know what you think, and we'll let you know what we can do.
I agree, absolutely. Unfortunately, so many people don't pay as much attention to local issues as they do national issues, because national issues are on television all the time. You see it in all the news, the presidential races, the gubernatorial races and such. But local government has more impact on you.
Absolutely.
Right, really.
If you have a fire in your house, you don't call Washington, D.C. You call right here locally. And in fact, that brings me to one of the important things that the county commissioners do. While cities and municipalities generally have their own police and fire departments, there are certain areas that do not. The county commissioners fund the sheriff's department, who is the policeman for the entire county. And it's important that we take care of our first responders, our law enforcement, our fire departments. We actually have an emergency services district that takes care of a number of municipalities here in Denton County because they don't have one of their own. So they have banded together. And again, this is partly funded by county funds. So I think it's very important that we make sure that we keep our neighborhoods safe, that we keep you, the citizens, safe. And I'm pledged to do that.
How about the specifics, like how many towns and cities does Precinct 4 cover?
Well, we think there are 17. Andy Eads, who has endorsed me, by the way, has said that there is another city that has put part of its city over into Denton County. I'm not quite sure how that process works, but on the whole, there are 17. And at this point, virtually every one of those mayors has endorsed me. I have been in touch with them, I've met with them, I've attended some of the city council meetings. They understand that my vision for them is to be a voice for them, to partner with them when needed. For example, when TxDOT, who does a lot of the farm to market, all the farm to market and state roads in our area, when they're getting ready to come through one of these cities, sometimes the city doesn't even know that they're coming. And so I would like to be able to be a liaison and help facilitate communication between the state road work and the cities that it's going through.
Well, how does your experience as the leader of the Denton Republican Party for so many years lend itself to the role of commissioner?
You know, it's interesting, but it really does. First of all, I know personally every one of those commissioners now. We have a good working relationship. I'll be able to represent our district very well because they know me, I know them, I know what their hot buttons are, they know what mine are. And so it's a good thing that I've built that working relationship. But further, I've learned as county chairman for 14 years to deal with all different kinds of people who may have different viewpoints on different things, but we can find common ground, we can agree to disagree without being disagreeable, and we can make things happen by finding that common ground.
Well, I know you've been involved in community service for many years, so
Yes.
and being a leader of the GOP in Denton County for a long time has brought you into a lot of activity with the community. So I guess we're getting down to the end now, so I'd like to just ask you, for example, what type of campaigning are you doing?
We are doing very targeted campaigning, Bob. For example, I'm trying to reach out to seniors. I know that they have some special issues that I want to address. I want to reach out to female voters because I think it's important. I had somebody at one point early in the campaign say, "Dianne, you're a woman. What do you know about building roads?" I'm like, what? I'm not going to get a shovel and build that road myself, but I will have, and there is now a good road crew there. So, you know, I'm
They
not...
expect that you should have been building the roads yourself, right?
I should have been in the kitchen. So, at any rate, we're targeting, we're trying to meet voters, and by the way, on October the 9th, there is going to be a meet and greet for myself and other Republican candidates at Marty B's in Bartonville at 7 o'clock. Love to invite everybody to come.
Oh, that'd be great. I like Marty B's. All right, well, I'm just going to say then that your website is www.diannedmondson.com. Dianne and the number 4, commissioner4.com. And thank you, Dianne, for your years of service to the community. Thank you very
Bob.
much in this race.
Thank you. Oh.
Thank you, and thank you for watching.